This is the south end of the same trail I found a footprint on in May. The trail starts at the trailhead, crosses over this creek, which will be significant later, follows along the west side of the creek and on the east side of the ridge line of the mountain leading to the north. From here to the location of the footprint is about 7 miles. It's all the way on the other end of the trail. I came up the trail to this point, then looked at the logging operation and wondered if there was enough habitat left in this area to even support a population. So I didn't go much further than this. I went up into the logged area and looked for footprints, and there wasn't anything I could find. It's a large area with no cover, so I didn't expect to see much activity walking through there. Because of the logging operation, I kind of gave up on the trail. It was a hot day, I was in shorts, and the trail was kind of overgrown with poison oak and stuff, so I turned around, went back down, and started off on another trail and found these stick structures. This to me has structure. I don't know whether it's built by humans to block the trail or built for other purposes by other hominids, but it certainly looks like it has structure to it. And at the top of the arch of the limbs, it's about 3.5 feet tall. This is the location of my vocalization encounter. I was just headed up the trail behind me, and I started hearing whoops off in the distance, about in this direction through the trees. And then in a few minutes, there was an answering whoop from about over here. And at first, I thought maybe it was some kind of owl that I had never heard before. So I just stood there, and it wasn't until the whoops started coming closer, and the one from this direction, straight ahead of me, straight down the trail, was headed directly at me. And I stood here, dropped my pack to the ground, dug for my digital recorder in the pack, which was of course all the way in the bottom. By the time I got the recorder out and up, about half of the event was over. I placed the recorder on the top of this post and stood next to it, which is a mistake because all I could hear was myself breathing excitedly. Anyway, got it on and pushed what I thought was the record button, and I did, but I pushed it again and turned record off. So as I stood here, the whoops kept getting louder and louder from here and from over here about 30 degrees off azimuth. And it seemed very much to me like they were coordinating or keeping track of each other anyway. The whoops continued back and forth about every 15 seconds. And it appeared to me very much like they were keeping track of each other. Got closer and closer, and all of a sudden I heard the heavy footsteps breaking dry. These heavy footsteps sounded bipedal. Each step was breaking dry brush and branches on the forest floor, coming right at me. I got concerned at this point as it approached that I was going to get run over, so I actually stepped off the side of the trail to the right to give it somewhere to go when it came bursting out of the edge of the forest. Closer and closer, then all of a sudden I heard a loud crash and thud. Could even feel the ground shake a little bit at the jolt. And nothing from the other direction. After about 15 seconds, I heard a rapid clacking, like tree knocking from straight down the trail ahead of me where I'd heard the crash before. And then silence. No more sounds out of the forest at all, so I waited for something to happen. Got my camera out and kind of tentatively moved down
towards the switchback and peered back into the forest. Not seeing or hearing any motion back in the brush, I took 3 pictures, one in the direction of the thud. This is at maximum optical zoom, which is a 20 times zoom for that camera. One about 20 degrees left of that, and then the third picture about 45 left, where I heard the sound of the last whoop. That's this direction here. Hearing and seeing nothing at the time, I decided to hang around the area for a while. I put my digital recorder on a stump in case the vocalization started again. I actually went over to the day use area, sat down and ate my lunch, hoping that something would happen. Waited there about an hour and nothing did, so I packed up and came home. When I got home, I reviewed the voice recorder, realized how I'd messed up with the record button. So there was nothing there but me breathing heavily and birds chirping and whatnot. Briefly looked at the 3 pictures and really didn't see anything because I hadn't seen anything with my eyes, so didn't expect to find anything, so I didn't. Then on the 14th of July, I was decided to review everything again, listened to the recordings, didn't hear anything different. Then looked at the pictures again, and the first picture I saw what looked to be like eye shine. Then I made a copy of it, went in the zoom, and about fell off my chair. There looking at me was the face of a Bigfoot looking out of the bushes. Pretty much covered up with ferns, but I think you can see it in there. Just the head, the nose, and one ear. Looks like it's crouched down and looking right back at me. Other people looking at the pictures have seen dark shapes in other areas, and if it is a juvenile, it's suspected that the other shapes might be its mother. Anyway, that is what happened, and I was pretty excited to get the picture.